We only got 18 minutes left, so we'll try to get in as many questions as possible. So tell us more about yourself, Hunter, if you would like for people to know about you.
All right, so I mean, I guess I'll just start with some of the real life racing experience I have. It's just I feel like that's a good place to start. So I race go-karts since I think I began doing that in like 2013, and I do have a little bit of late model experience, but that was kind of towards the in the summer. But so I most of my racing career outside of iRacing has consisted of go-kart racing, and yeah, that's that. I mean, other than that, I don't. I mean, I could talk about how I got into iRacing and stuff. So started iRacing about 2 years ago. I wasn't really expecting to make much of it. I didn't know how it was gonna go. I started with like a laptop and a controller, all that kind of stuff. But as I got into it, I was good off the bat. So I was like, all right, I'll just keep trying to improve on this, see how it goes. And eventually, I worked my way up the ranks. Now I'm now I'm where I am now. So that basically sums that up. Um, anything else? Anything else I
Yeah.
should talk
So
about?
I want to ask you. So how did you get involved? Like in like I would say in racing. Like who got you there, and how did you get involved in being a fan of racing?
Oh, okay. So back in I must have been like 5, 6 years old. My grandpa, who was a World War II veteran, he was a huge Ryan Newman fan. He was watching races every weekend. And I think so. My first live race I watched was the 2007 500, the Daytona 500. And I mean, ever since that point, I've just been hooked. It's just it's something that clicked. Like there's nothing else that's ever been or that's come so naturally. Like that I enjoy following and enjoy being a part of. I go up to New Hampshire Motor Speedway every year. It's just I'm so glad that I found it and that I've made what I've made out of just being a racing fan and being involved in racing. So yeah, so my grandpa was basically the kickstart for all that. And I mean, other than that, I mean, that's pretty much how I got into it. Um,
Okay. Okay. So you got any plans for 2019? What like let's say in the real side, like the real life side of racing? Where do you see yourself racing in real life? Do you like what goal do you want to proceed in for racing?
so I mean, I'd love to get way more involved in racing in real life, but right now it's just not really much on the table. I don't have much planned. For on the iRacing side of things, I'm trying to run the Road to Pro series, which is kind of the first step into getting into peak. But besides that, I don't. I'd love an opportunity to get into a race car at some point, like maybe like a late model or something like that. But it's just not something that I see happening right now. But as I said, I'd love to do that, but it's just don't you don't always have the opportunities to do that all the time. Like I said, I had a opportunity with a small team just to do some testing in midsummer. So, but I mean, other than that, it's just nothing else in terms of racing in real life planned right now, or at least for next year. So, yeah.
Sounds good, man. Well, wish you the best of luck in the road to pro in iRacing. Hopefully, eventually, we'll see you up in the Peak Antifree series. I think that would be a big deal for you as well. So I want to ask you what kind. Obviously, I know what league you do run. That you do race in my league. You were actually the champion in season one. of my iRacing league, and I once again congratulate you on that. Then you've got a win so far this season, and then of course we have a race this Saturday at Talladega. Are we expecting to see you there?
Yeah, definitely. I don't know if I'm locked in, or I don't think I'm in the cutoff or above the cutoff right now. So I gotta try to do well there. It's just you don't there's nothing no guarantees going into Talladega. It's just anybody's race. So I think the most important thing there is just going to be keeping it clean, keeping it or keeping myself out of trouble towards the end, so I at least have a shot at winning. So but I mean, pretty much I think I'm probably going to be pretty tight on points, so I'm gonna have to try to win. I think there's two more races till the chase starts. I'm gonna have to win both if I want to be if I want to have any shot at making it into the chase. So that's pretty much the plan. I'm just no regrets. Gotta go all out. Yeah. Uh,
So, sounds good. What other iRacing leagues do you run out there? Maybe you could give a shout out to those iRacing leagues.
yeah, I run a league called Drive for Suicide Prevention Series, which is actually changing their name now. I think it's I forget what they're rebranding it to, but that's also broadcasted on Max Speed, which you guys are you guys are broadcasted on, or we're broadcasted on. So, but other than that, I don't got any major leagues that I'm running. I'm gonna try to get into. I think I might be trying to do Nork when that starts up in a couple weeks. So that'll be that. I think I'm gonna try doing a forget what it's called. It's a late model series. They broadcast on their own network. I'm not sure, all the details of that, but that's also something I'm looking into. But other than that, I don't run many other iRacing leagues. I do help out. I used to race in a league. It's called Ice Car. We run on weekends usually. The league has all sorts of I think series for almost every oval car. Ranging from like dirt to asphalt, sprint cars, late models, any type of just any oval cars in general. So yeah, we're that league's in a building process right now. We're still trying to get me and the league owner are trying to help get that on its feet. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Sounds good. So we only have about a few minutes left. Is there anybody that helps you on the iRacing side, like setups or anybody out there, or do you just do this all yourself?
So I've been, I think probably a somewhat of a help. I've been racing with Logan Clampett since I mean we were racing in that league that I'd mentioned, Ice Card, since the when it started back up a couple of years ago. I think it was 2016. But so he's been kind of more of an inspiration rather than like I mean whenever I'm racing with him, he'll always be giving me tips, and he'll always be helping me out with that. But he's given me some huge inspiration. He's kind of I was considering, like I said, I'm trying to run the Road to Pro series, but he was kind of the one that said, yeah, you should do that because you look like you're gonna be a huge contender, and that you could probably make your way up into that. So I mean that's just kind of um, where that inspiration comes from. So but other than that, I've just been kind of iRacing has just been kind of a self-taught thing. Yeah.
Sounds good. If anybody in chat has any questions for Hunter, you're more than welcome to ask him, and of course, I'll read out some of the questions from you guys. Zach, is there anything you want to ask him?
Sure. I don't know if I don't know if you are a fan of NASCAR. If so, what got you into NASCAR? Wait, what?
Go ahead.
Oh, so I mean, as I said, my grandpa was a huge NASCAR fan. He actually
Oh,
raced.
that's right.
Yeah. But I mean, there's something I didn't mention. He raced. There was some sort of league, or not. Like, it was a kind of unorganized, but just guys would come out with their cars and they'd race on. I think down in Long Island. We're in the New York, Connecticut area, so. They would do races on the beach, and he worked at a garage. They came down and they brought cars down sometimes, and they'd just race. They'd race on the beach. So I mean that's initially where he got his interest in racing. But then, as I said, he just watching the races alongside with him kind of got me hooked on it. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Well, we got a couple questions. Here. I think you may know who this guy is, Ashton Crowder.
Yeah, I know him.
So ask him why he faked me into pit road. So why was that, man?
I don't know what he's talking about specifically, but if I just a general answer, guess it's just because I'm, he's a fast guy, and whatever race this was, it was probably because, he was on my tail, and or I was trying to catch up to him, and I just might have had to pull a strategy fake or whatever to try and get advantage on him. So yeah.
Okay, so Hunter, do you have, what do you do in your spare time when you're not racing? What do you like to do in whatever free time you have? Is there anything you like to do?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a pretty religious athlete. Or I mean, I'm doing athletics religiously, I guess, if that's a good description. I'm right now I'm into rowing, or I'm crewing right now. It's just kind of it's a it's kind of really only a fall sport and spring sport. But other than that, I'm high school swim team. You're just swimming all year round usually, besides the fall. But just keeping in shape and everything. It's just something I like to do. So yeah.
So we'll give you one more question here, and you may know this guy too, Justin Lisenby.
Oh yeah.
Just joined in. So why did you full send and kill me? I don't know what race he's talking about, but there at some point that had happened. Maybe in my league, I don't know.
Probably just same thing, just trying to beat him. I think I may know what race he's talking about, or possibly, I'm not sure, but Justin, I was just trying to beat you, man. I was just no, trying to pull a slide job, maybe. Just it's probably last lap, just going for it. Yeah.
I mean, you gotta do what it takes, man.
Yeah.
Even if it takes a full send. So I guess you killed him while doing it. It did more than just moving them, that's for sure. Okay. So Hunter, I guess since we run out of time here, I guess we'll let you go. Apologize that you joined in late, but we want to thank you for taking some time for a little bit and coming on to the show, and we know more about you, and hopefully you have a good day, man.
All right, yeah, thanks, guys.
All right, thanks,
Bye-bye.
Hunter. All right, so that was Hunter Johnson, driver. He is an iRacer. He is also the driver of the number 12 car in the Lower iRacing NASCAR Series, a league that I run. So he joined us out. He got on late and stuff, and unfortunately we didn't have a lot of time with him and stuff, but we do want to thank him, of course, for coming on.